Today I wanted to talk about the goal setting, which I talked about in the video up here. Last week I went through what kind of goals you can set and how you can set them, like in yearly goals, monthly goals, weekly goals, daily goals. Today I wanted to further further continue on that. What is important with goal setting is that you have ways to find yourself accountable. Like what does really help well is if you have a friend or your partner as your accountability partner. So that you basically tell them in a way like, hey, from now on I want to go to the gym 5 times a week, and that every time you do go to the gym, you check in with your mate or your partner, you send him or her a message like, hey, I'm going to the gym now. And then you ask her in return, like, if you don't get a message, that you get a reminder from them. You can obviously do that both ways, because if your friend does the same with you, then yeah, it can work two ways. You can either go to the gym together and you still have an accountability partner, or you do it together on a distance when you send each other messages and you do it that way. Like another way could be to have like a whiteboard where you write down the agenda. You give an action each day that you actually did do whatever goal you have achieved. So like what I mentioned in going to the gym, then every day you do go to the gym that you wanted to go, you type an X. Yeah, because when you do that, you actually have visible where you are going and what you are doing. Then it's much easier to keep track. And if you miss one day, you're gonna be feeling guilty about it when you see that empty spot. And you will most likely be like, hey, I do not want this to happen again, so I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna go the next time. Those are two ways to hold yourself accountable. It's a very helpful tool, and it worked for me to keep myself accountable. Like I mentioned in the one of my first videos about my morning routine, where actually each night I write down my goals that I want to do for the next day, or my tasks, so to say. And during a week I also have a to-do list on what I want to achieve for that week. And yes, it may be a lot of writing down for some people, but it works for me. And as long as I benefit from it, I don't see why I should not keep on going. Like we're now in January, date where I had 200 days of state exercises was on the 18th of December. It was 200 days without any mistake, without any fault. So it works for me. So I'm just gonna keep on going this way. And seeing what I already achieved in those 200 days, imagine when it's gonna be 2000. I cannot comprehend it yet, and I'm very curious to see what the result will be. But yeah, that works for me. What works for you may be something completely different. So I challenge you to figure that out. And to continue on working on your goals. Because, as mentioned before, goal setting in your life is a very helpful tool to actually achieve something. You may have noticed, or maybe not, I'm not sure if it's visible, but it has been snowing outside last night. So it's nice and white outside. It's a good environment for you. We like it. And I hope you had some better weather than me. If you don't like it, and if you do, well, then it's good for everyone. Another thing about goal setting, really make it smart. Like what I mentioned last week with the SMART goals. Like if you make the goal that you have and the thing that you're working on, if you make it specific and measurable, then it will be much better to keep yourself accountable. If you're gonna say things like, I'm gonna go to the gym 3 times, that's most likely not gonna work, because it's not specific. When you say to the gym on Monday evening Wednesday evening and Friday evening at 8 o'clock I'm going to the gym. That is a lot more time specific, and you're much more likely to follow through on whatever you're doing. Or every morning of the day at 7 a.m. when I wake up, I'm gonna prepare and I'm gonna do my exercises. It's very time specific, because it's what you do the moment you wake up. So yeah, when you set your goals, make it time specific. Make it an important task to see and develop what you want to achieve. Now, mainly talking about the gym. Another one could be reading books. Like what I started doing this year. My main goal at the start of the year was to read one book a month. Yeah. Some books were big, some books were small, but somehow, because I set a month for each book, I managed to do it every time. Reading 2 minutes a day. Everyone has 2 minutes a day. So, just make sure you start. And once you started, you often want to read more and more. And after developing that habit for about 6 months, I was having a talk with some friends of mine about how good it was to read books, and I was like, why don't I read more? So instead of making it 2 minutes a day and finish it in a month, I made it in a way that, hey, I want to read at least one chapter a day, and I want to finish a book within a week. Well, I'm now reading 4 times as many books as I was doing before. And yeah, it actually even worked even better, because you're used to reading much more, and when you have thick books, it's gonna take a lot of time. But it also means that when you have a book that is not as thick and is thinner, you finish it much easier. You finish it much quicker. Like, there's often times when I finish a book in 1 or 2 days. I just like to read, I just like to spend the time. But that didn't happen if I wouldn't have started small. Yeah, and in earlier videos I told you all that I started reading about three years ago, with the book How to Win Friends and Influence People. After a while I stopped because I got stuck on a really difficult book at that time. I couldn't comprehend all the information, because for some reason it was too difficult and my brain didn't want to process it. And later, it took again 2 years, so yeah, imagine the time. I started to pick it up again, and yeah, look where I am now. It's insane to see the amount of knowledge you can acquire. And another thing that really works in looking on the amount of books and knowledge you want to acquire is to follow some mentors. Like, take on YouTube, take a Tony Robbins, take a Dan Martell, both great people. And you have many more like it. Take Alex Hormozi, which is probably one of the biggest guys out there right now. The information he's sharing and the way he's acting like a mentor, it's absolutely insane. The knowledge that guy has and has developed over the years with doing all those things, like reading books and like following mentors and like taking action, it's absolutely insane. And he's not even that old. So imagine how much someone can achieve in one's life. For me, Alex Hormozi and Dan Martell and Tony Robbins are great role models. I consider them my mentors. So I hope you will be able to find your mentors. And mentors will also help with the goal setting you have talked about. Will also help setting an aim for life. With that, I want to close it off for now, because I don't want to make it too long, and I hope you like the content anyway. This time I had a microphone, so hopefully the sound will be better for you. Because according to the statistics, I know you all like this sort of video. That's why I'm doing it more now to see if it actually works. And for me, like I mentioned in previous videos, I want to be able to help you. If you are looking for help in staying positive, this is where I want to help you. I found many ways, and I know you can do the same. I will talk in a future video about how I helped someone who was stressed, who was tired, who didn't want to live anymore actually, with simple techniques, and make her life a lot better. And she actually overcame what she was dealing with just by simple tips. It really, you cannot wish to heal at once. It just takes little moments. I will continue on that in a different movie, but it's, I think, a different or a beautiful view of what can be done to change someone's lives. But that's it. I hope you will define your goals, you stay on track, and that you will be living the good life. Thank you.